Hey guys, Simon Bryson here, and 10 things you can start doing yourself to actually save yourself a lot of money. And I've realized that the older I get, the more things I just kind of want to learn how to do myself, okay? I would always say, DIY, the idea of do it yourself, it doesn't really make that much sense because why would I learn how to repair, for example, my washer and dryer when I could pay somebody else to come in and do it, and I could use that time to basically make me more money? But the truth is, what we do with our free time is not make more money. More than often, we basically waste our free time. People spend like 4 to 6 to 8 hours on a phone. They spend time on Netflix, spend time just wasting time. So actually learning how to do things yourself, well, it's a lot better because one, you save money. Number two, you're more independent because now you know how to do that task. And number three, you become a more well-rounded person because now you know how to actually do things around the house. And not everything is, we got to call the plumber, we got to call the electrician. No, you know how to do your own stuff, okay? And by the way, as you watch this video, if you do consider doing most of these things, you will get a lot of lashback. You will get a lot of people telling you, hey, don't do that. Have somebody else just handle that for you. And the truth is that people are afraid. And you'll understand more as you watch this video. So let's get right into it. So do me a favor right now and smash the like button. Now, number one is going to be cook your own food. That basically means I'm starting off very simple because I kind of just want to get into it, but it's 10. You want to watch all 10, okay? But just cook your own food. That basically means instead of going out there and paying fast food companies to cook for you, or for example, just buying things that are basically already made for you and having to put them in a microwave, because by the way, that's also not cooking, or buying juices full of sugar. Well, how about you make your own juice? How about you cook your own food? How about you buy your own food and you actually make it yourself? Now, how do you learn that? The answer is there are a lot of recipes out there, whether in book form or, for example, whether in YouTube and video content form, okay? So there is a lot of things you can learn. My advice is this though, okay? Creativity with food is awesome, but at the end of the day, food is energy and it is tasty. That is true, but you want to build simplicity. So if you live at home alone, you don't always want to be cooking every single day. So if you can basically meal prep, that basically saves you a lot of time. It also saves you a lot of money, and it also makes you a lot more healthier. So planning out your meals and using one day to cook for 3 or 4 days or an entire week, that's going to make things a lot more better. Now, number two is going to be a lot more extreme. It's going to be grow your own food. That means veggie and fruits. I'm learning how to grow food myself also. I have potatoes planted, I have beans planted, I have onions and garlic planted. And I have it, for example, in a very small area because all I'm doing right now is I'm learning. And right now, I don't even have a garden. I don't have the space to do it. So the little space I actually have available, I'm using it to learn all the skills possible on how to actually handle this. Now, this doesn't just mean, for example, growing fruits and vegetables. It also means growing your own food, like meats, for example. And by the way, I've been getting a lot of lashback about this from a lot of people that I basically know. People don't like that concept of someone going and, for example, maybe buying some land and having animals and taking care of them, because people have this very obsolete view of farming and this very anti-status of farming. They view people that basically farm as people that are actually not that well off, people that are less competent, people that have less status than the average person. But people that are farmers usually have a lot more land than you'll ever have. They have the ability to actually grow their own food and take care of themselves. And to me, that's a lot of freedom. And I actually appreciate that a lot more. So that's an idea I'm starting to hold firmer and firmer and firmer, but it is something you're going to be fighting with everyone else because people don't like that concept that much. Now, number three is going to be build your own home. And this can be taken in two different ways, which is basically you yourself learn how to build your own home. And by the way, I've seen a lot of content these days on TikTok and YouTube, not directly being on TikTok, but more like videos that have been sent to me and I've actually watched of people that actually build their own homes, okay? And even on YouTube, and that's pretty awesome. Now, Do I have that set of skills to actually build my own home? The answer is not currently. But I also like the other idea, which is basically building my own home with a contractor and knowing exactly what I want and why I want it and so on. But even the skill of actually building infrastructure is a skill I actually want to learn. You know, how to build a cabin, how to build a chicken coop, how to build all these little things that I could build myself and not have to pay somebody 10 or 15 or $20,000 to actually build for me. And I'd rather use my time to learn those skills and to actually build those things than use my time, for example, in wasted activities, just like sitting down and watching TV and so on. So building your own home, DIY, can take this massive turn. And by the way, it's not just like building your own home as far as that, but it can be, for example, you building your own deck, you building your own pool, you're building your own pool, your own pond, you know, your own chairs and so on, your own fireplaces. All these things you can basically learn how to do yourself, saves you a lot of money, and also it just basically makes you more competent overall and not have to be so reliant on people to actually do this stuff for you. Now, number 4 is going to be invest your own money. This can save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. By the way, if you want to invest, the whole concept behind investing is basically to make more money without putting at risk your capital way too much, okay? So if you have $1, you want to grow that money, make it make you more money. But you also don't want to lose that money, so you don't want to take on a lot of risk. That's the idea, right? So grow it at a steady rate. Now, you don't need a professional to actually do this. This basically means you don't need to pay somebody 1 or 2% of your portfolio, because over time, that's going to add up to tens and tens of thousands of dollars. Do the math. Now, number 2, it also means that just because you have an app and you're able to buy whatever you want to buy, it doesn't really mean you know what you're doing. And that could also cost you a lot of money because you're making a lot of mistakes, and mistakes cost you money. And number 3, it doesn't mean to actually learn those skills or to learn how to invest, you need to buy a $300 course, although I sell one, link down below, but you really don't need one, okay? A lot of the good information in investing can be found in books that cost like about $10 or $15, or right here. The only investment I make right now is just into the S&P 500. And there's also a great book on investing. It's called The Little Book About Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. That book will help you out a lot. That's my advice. You can save a lot of money by learning how to invest yourself. By the way, I was at the doctor's the other day because right now I'm sick, okay? That's why I haven't been making that many videos these days. And the doctor was like, you know, Tommy, you seem to know a lot of stuff, but I'm the person that went to school and I know about this stuff, okay? And I told her, I was like, hey, just because you went to school and just because you basically do this all the time doesn't mean, for example, that I shouldn't try to be as competent as possible to know, 1, what you're putting in my body, to know, 2, what's going on with my body, and to know, 3, if I want to take what you want to give me, okay? So always remember that you don't need to go, for example, to college and get a degree so you can do your own investing or do your own fixing stuff around the house or be an architect, because everyone thinks you need to have, for example, a pre-qualification from an institution, but the truth is no. You can learn those things yourself. By the way, I'm not telling you I'm a doctor. I'm not. But you are responsible to learn about those things, right? So if you're sick, well, learn about what do you have and what's the best treatment for it, and what are they going to put you, what do they want to put in your body? What's the reaction? What's the good, okay? Is it beneficial, okay? And by the way, I did end up taking the medication, but only after I did a whole bunch of research on it and found out how it works and what it does to my body, because you don't want to keep your eyes closed to everything going on, okay? Now, number 5 is going to be fix your own home. Now, that means your dryer, fixing your heater, learning some basic electricity skills. I think this is so fundamental, and also learning some basic plumbing skills, okay? Now, just the other day, somebody I know had an issue in their house where basically they had their faucet leaking. And I was like, well, what's going on here? They're like, yeah, the faucet is leaking. We don't know how to fix it. I was like, okay, just buy these 2 little wires, the 2 tubes. We're going to go ahead. We're going to replace it. I replaced it. I put it in. It was basically done, okay? No more leaky faucet. It's that simple. But these people were prepared to basically call somebody else to come do this job that takes about like 15 minutes and pay a bunch of money to get it done. When I was basically fixing my house back in Puerto Rico, there were so many things that I paid for that I could have just done myself. Just because I said, hey, why would I do that when I can basically just use my time for something else? The truth is, learning things will improve your life so much more because when things do break, you'll know exactly what to do. Okay? One idea is, for example, putting up light fixtures on my ceiling. I thought that was so crazy. No, I could do that myself. Putting up, for example, fans on the ceilings. Well, that's so crazy. No, I could do that myself, okay? Learn how to do the maintenance on my dryer and my washer. That's so crazy. No, you could do that yourself too. All these things you can do yourself. You can learn how to diagnose, for example, what's going on with my fridge, what's going on with my dryer. All these things you're able to learn yourself too. Now, number 6, guys, is going to be do your own entertainment. This is very important. My screen time used to be about 8 hours. Every single day I'm trying to lower it and lower it. At a certain point, I got it to 2 hours, which is actually pretty great. But every single day I'm just trying to lower it and lower it, okay? You don't need to be constantly watching TV or getting expensive vacations or going out shopping to entertain yourself. No, learn how to entertain yourself in a more affordable way. And I kind of figured out this a while back by reading a book about this, but the reason so many people need to get away from life or go on a crazy vacation is because they live a very stressful life, okay? And the way I live my life is not a life that I actually think about, hey, I want to escape from it. I want to go on a vacation. No, because I really enjoy the life I have. And my life as a whole is really a vacation to me. For me, though, okay? That's the life I have. Now, number 7, guys, is going to be do your own grooming. You know, for me, I used to cut my own hair, but now I just get haircuts because they're so cheap over here. But I just do basically right now like my own shaving, which I have not done. I need to shave. But doing your own grooming can save you a lot of money. For example, my wife, she does her own hair and she also does her own nails. That saves her a lot of money. But every now and then when she has, for example, a special event or something special she actually wants, she might go, for example, and get her nails done at a fancy place or get her hair done at a fancy place. But more than often, the regular idea is she does her own grooming at home, and that saves a lot of money. And she does it exactly how she wants to. Same thing with me and my shaving, okay? Because sometimes I get shaved and then I see like, oh, there's something that left here. Just start doing it myself and it saves you a lot of money. Will you cut yourself? The answer is yes. That's normal, but you get better though. Now, number 8, guys, is going to be handle your own health. Now, I don't mean, for example, if you have a crazy disease, which is unfortunate, that you're going to be doing your own like dialysis or whatever, right? That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, for example, as far as like exercise, as far as nutrition, these are things you can basically do yourself. I know people, for example, they feel like the only way they can work out is if they actually pay, for example, a trainer. The truth is no. You can learn how to do your own workouts, have a program, and just do things yourself, okay? As far as, for example, nutrition, people say all the time, like, hey, I want to lose weight. I don't know how to. I'm going to have to go to a nutritionist. Like, what? Like, just read a little book about a caloric deficit or watch a video about that, and you'll know exactly how to lose weight, okay? If your body uses calories to actually function, and you basically eat less calories than you actually burn, what's going to happen? You're going to lose weight. It's just how things work. If you're basically eating more calories than you actually burn, you're going to be gaining weight. And if you reach like this still point, then the answer is you're probably just eating at your baseline. And that's why you're not losing, and that's why you're not gaining either, okay? So that's the whole idea behind it. But again, you can learn to do your own workouts. You can learn how to look at your body, for example, and just see exactly, hey, I need vitamins, I need this, I need that. Now, again, I am not against, for example, doctors and going when you have like a serious problem or just doing regular checkups. All these things are important. But I am saying, though, you don't need a trainer to learn how to exercise. And you don't need a nutritionist to learn how to eat. You know, like these things are just insane. And they're very basic, and we don't even know how to do them anymore. It's kind of crazy. Number 9 is going to be educate yourself. Now, education for me, I went to college. I got a bachelor's degree in accounting. I did the whole high school thing, obviously. I did all these things, okay? And for the most part, I didn't really learn much about life. I graduated high school. I didn't know how to balance a checkbook. I didn't know how to invest. I graduated with zero skills as far as, for example, getting an employee, a job or whatever. But I could get like a minimum wage job because those are very basic. But for the most part, you just graduate knowing much, like not knowing really much about anything, okay? And then when I went to college, yeah, you do learn some things about the task you're actually going to be doing, which for me, which is accounting. But for the most part, education is going to come from you actually buying the books, taking the courses, and doing your own training overall. For me, it wasn't much courses. For me, it was just a lot of reading. One of the books I'm actually reading right now is this one right here. It's called Why We Eat More Than We Think. Mindless Eating. And this is a book I'm actually reading right now, okay? So, and over here, I have like my little library. Now, are you gonna have a library like that overnight? The answer is I hope you don't, because a lot of people have money, and when they get excited about something, they go ahead and they buy all the books, all the stuff, and then they don't read it and do anything. So my advice is just get yourself a book, okay? Get a book on health, get a book on wealth, get a book on love, get a book on happiness, okay? Get a book on God. Get those books and just start reading and reading and reading and just renewing your mind. And that way you can start to educate yourself and know more than the average person for your own benefit. Number 10 is going to be learn how to fix your own car. That means oil changes, tire changes, and small problems you can basically find on YouTube. The other day, my tire went out. I took it off myself. I mean, to me, that was awesome. Doing your own oil changes. I have not had the chance yet because I don't have the ramp just yet. But the answer is these are all things you can do yourself at home. And you can just basically learn to do. Saves you money and also makes you more independent. This way, if something happens with your car, you know how to fix it and you don't have to go to a mechanic, okay? Guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Comment down below if you have more ideas.